Do you know the difference between nice and kind? Most people don't. They use them as synonyms. They're not. Nice avoids conflict. Kind tells the truth. Nice says yes because no is uncomfortable. Kind says no because yes would be a lie. And here's the part nobody warns you about. Nice people are certain they're kind. That certainty is the entire trap. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 psychological patterns that cost you respect every day. Pay attention how many you will recognize in yourself. The third one is the engine underneath all of it. Stay for that one. It could be the reason people don't take you seriously. Not because you're wrong, because you're too nice. Pattern 1. You apologize before the crime. Sorry, quick question. Sorry to bother you. Sorry, I know you're slammed. Here's what a preemptive apology actually is. A confession before the crime. Before you've opened your mouth, you've announced that you expect to be a problem. And people are lazy. They take your word for it. You told them you were an inconvenience. Why would they argue? It's like selling your car and opening with, I know it's not worth much. You just set the price. The buyer's only job now is to nod. Here's the fix. Say what you need to say. Drop the opening apology. 2 words. Quick question. Same message. 0 groveling. If you need a bridge, swap sorry for thanks. Thanks for your patience, instead of sorry I'm late. Same warmth. None of the shrinking. The person who pre-apologizes is training the room to see them as a problem. Stop training them. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. It means a lot and helps spread the reality check. Pattern 2. You pay people to walk on you. Someone talks over you in a meeting. You're warmer to them in the hallway. Someone presents your idea as theirs. You back them up when the room questions it. Someone cancels on you 3 times. You tell them it's fine and offer a 4th date. You think you're being the bigger person. Here's what you're actually running. A compensation program. Step on me. Get rewarded. Do that 40 times, and you haven't built a reputation for grace. You've built a machine that pays people to disrespect you. And they keep collecting. Here's the brutal truth. Behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. That's not philosophy. That's biology. A dog that gets a treat for barking doesn't stop barking. It barks louder. The fix. The next time someone crosses a line, don't get warmer. Don't get cold either. Cold people get avoided, not respected. Give them flat, neutral tone, short answer. Move on. You're not punishing them. You're untraining them. Pattern 3. You're not kind. You're scared. Here's the one underneath everything, the engine. And it's not flattering. You're not being kind. You're managing risk. Every yes you didn't mean. Every apology before the fact. Every extra ounce of warmth aimed at the person who just stepped on you. All of it buys the same product. Safety. If everybody likes me, nobody can hurt me. That's a perfect survival strategy for a kid in a house where the adults were unpredictable. It's catastrophic for an adult. Because adults don't hand out respect based on how pleasant you are. They hand it out based on what happens when they push. If nothing happens when they push, they learn they can push. Every time. Forever. You built a glass house and called it a fortress. You called it being nice. It was never nice. It was people-pleasing. And people-pleasing is just fear wearing a smile. Here's the fix. It starts with one sentence you're terrified to say. That doesn't work for me. No explanation, no apology, no warmth to soften it. One sentence. A period at the end. Then silence. The silence is the hard part. The silence is where the respect is built. Here's what all 3 patterns have in common. You've been printing currency without backing. When you say yes to everything, your yes has no value. When you apologize before speaking, your words arrive pre-discounted. When you reward people for walking on you, you're paying them in a currency they can print themselves. And they do. Here's the economic reality of respect. The warmth has to cost something, or it isn't warmth. Gold is valuable because it's scarce. If you could mine it in your backyard, it would be gravel. Your agreement, your attention, your forgiveness. These are gold. Stop handing them out like gravel. The pause before the yes. The sentence without the apology. The one time you don't get warmer when someone steps on you. That's the entire price of respect. It is cheaper than what you're paying now. Nice and kind. Not synonyms, but opposites. Nice is about the discomfort you avoid. Kind is about the person in front of you. Nice people are certain they're kind. That's the trap. You'll defend all three of these as virtues until the day you look at your life and can't figure out why nobody takes you seriously. Like a counterfeit bill you've been passing for years, convinced it's real, until someone holds it up to the light. Type it in the comments. The last time you said yes when every part of you meant no. Who asked? What they wanted. What it cost you. Most of you remember every detail. That tells you everything about how much it mattered. And while you're thinking about it, YouTube's about to put a video on your screen. They seem to think it's worth your time. Who knows? Maybe the algorithms got taste today. See you in the next one.